Year 6 and happy Friday. It's very nearly the weekend and I bet you're just as excited as I am. So we're going to whiz through our arithmetic today with some quick pointers and tips on how to answer these questions efficiently. Okay, let's have a look at question 1 then. We've got 6/7 divided by 3. Now can anybody remember the strategy for when we are dividing a fraction by a whole number? Well done everybody. We're actually thinking of this calculation as being a multiplication, not a division. So we start by doing 7 multiplied by 3 to give us that bottom number or the denominator. And 7 multiplied by 3 is... Brilliant. Well done to everybody joining in, following along. 21. And then our numerator, that top number, remains the same. So we have 6 21s. 21ths, that's a tricky one to say, isn't it? Now the question is, can I simplify? Is there a number that divides equally into 6 and 21? Well done everybody who's thinking 3. So 3 divides into 6 twice. And 3 divides into 7 21 times. 7 goes into 3. I can't speak, can I, Year 6? Goodness me, let me try that again. 3 divides into 21 7 times equally. There we are, that's better, isn't it? Okay, let's have a look at question 2 then. We've got 12.7 multiplied by 28. Okay, I've set my multiplication up over here to help me. Some people will like to ignore that decimal point and put it in at the end. I like to keep it in there just so I don't forget. I get a little bit nervous that I might miss it out. So as always with our multiplications, we start on the right hand side with 7 times 8, which is, well done everybody, 56. Okay, then we're moving over and I've got to remember to put the decimal point in. And we're going over to 2 times 8, or 2 multiplied by 8, which is 16. Add the 5 I've carried, 21. And then we do 1 multiplied by 8, which is 8. Add the 2 I've carried, 10. So I've multiplied everything by 8. And now I move over into the tens column, and this 2 represents 20. Okay, so I put my placeholder or my 0 in to represent now that I'm in the tens column. So I go to 2 times 7, which is 14. And 2 times 2, add the 1 I've carried, is 5. And 1 times 2 is 2. And then I can add my answer together. So 6 and 0 is 6. 1 decimal point. See, I nearly forgot it. I said earlier I forget it, don't I? 1 add 4 is 5. 0 and 5 is 5. And 1 and 2 is 3. 355.6. Okay, let's have a look at our fraction question next. We're making lots of progress with these at school, so I have no doubt that we're continuing that at home. I'm just going to move this one over here to help us. Okay, so we're doing 1 and 1/4 add 4/5. Now I'm looking at these bottom numbers, those denominators, and they're different, so I want to make them the same. What could I multiply by 4 and by 5 to give the same answer? Oh, I know. 4 times 5 is 20. So if I multiply that denominator by 5, I get 20. If I multiply this denominator by 4, I also get 20. There we are. So those are my new denominators. Now whatever I do to the bottom number, I have to do exactly the same to the top, the numerator. 1 times 5 is 5. And the same for this fraction. Whatever I do to the bottom number, I do the same to the top. And we times it by 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So now I have two fractions where the denominators or the bottom numbers are the same. I can't forget this whole number over here. I've got to add that on as well. Okay, so we're going to the 1, I'm going to keep as 1 whole. And now I can do 5 add 16, which is 21 20ths. Okay, so if I'm looking at this fraction now, I know that this is an improper fraction. The numerator is bigger than the denominator. So what do I need to do? Well done. If I was thinking 20 out of 20, I would have another whole, taking my total to 2 wholes and 1 20th. Okay, great job everybody. Let's come down then. In fact, what we'll do is we're going to skip down to question 5. It's very similar to the one we've just done, and while we've got that in our minds, we'll skip down to this one and do this one together. Okay, so this is question number 5 then. 3/10 add 7/15. So again, I'm looking at those denominators. I need to make them the same. What could I multiply by to give the same number? Now I know 15 times 2 is 30. What could I multiply the 10 by to give me 30? Well done everybody, I can multiply by 3. Okay, so I've got two denominators that are the same now. What do I have to do to my numerators? Brilliant. Whatever I do to the bottom number, I do the same to the top. So I've got to multiply this numerator by 3. And 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, what should I do to this numerator then? Well done. I've got to multiply by 2. 7 multiplied by 2 is 14. Okay, so I've got my equivalent fractions here. That means they are the same. They're worth the same amount. Okay, so 9 add 14 is 23. Fab. And then we keep our denominator the same. And we've got 23 30ths. Now, the question is, can I simplify year 6? If you think I can, I'd like you to send me your answer please to Class Dojo, and I'll see if you're correct. I'll give you some feedback on your simplifying. Okay, so we're going to go back to question 4 now. We skipped down to question 5, didn't we? So we've still got to answer question 4. So we're going to do that together now. So question 4. 4,653 times 64. So I'm starting over here in my ones with 3 times 4, which is 12. 5 times 4 is 20. Add the one you carried, 21. 6 times 4 is 24. Add the 2 we carried over, 26. 4 times 4 is 16. Add the 2 we carried, 18. Now hopefully you're agreeing with me and you've got the same number. So I've multiplied everything by the 4. I'm going to put my placeholder in to represent that this is 60. And now I'm doing 6 times 3, which is, well remembered everybody, 18. 5 times 6, which is, add the one you carried, 31, well done. 6 times 6 is 36. Add the 3 you've carried, 39. Well done. And 4 times 6 is 24. Add the 3 you've carried, 27. Okay, final step then. We're going to add these numbers together. So 2 and 0 is 2. 1 and 8 is 9. 6 and 1 is 7. 8 and 9 is 17. 1 and 7 is 8. Add 1 is 9. 2 on the end. 297,792. Give it a neat little tick in your book if you've got that one. Okay. Let's rub those out then. Okay, we're thinking now about our flashback, and question 1 was reminding us, or sort of getting us to think about common factors, which we did for our learning at home only a few weeks ago, maybe even a few days ago. I've lost track of the time now. What are the common factors of 140? So a factor, I'm going to give you an example here because some people may have forgotten what a factor actually is. Okay, 1 times 10 is 10. I've picked a simpler question that I know you all know the answer to help you. So factors of 10 are 1 and 10. Other factors of 10 could be 2 times 5. So 2 and 5 are factors of 10. So when I'm thinking about factors of 100 and factors of 40, I'm looking for the common factors. So I'm going to start by finding the factors of 100. So 1 and 100, 2 and 50, 3 multiplied by something equals 100. 3, that doesn't work. So 4 times 25 is 100. Or I could do 5 times 20, that makes 100. Can I do 6 times something? No. 7 times something? No. 8 times something? No. How about 9 multiplied by something? No, 9 doesn't either. And 10? Well, we know 10 times 10 is 100. So I found all the factors of 100. Now I'm going to find the factors of 40. So 1 multiplied by 40 makes 40. So 1 and 40 are factors. 2, looks a bit like a spider actually, doesn't it? 2 and 20 are factors. Ooh, what about 3? Can I multiply 3 by anything to make 40? No, I can't. So 3, oh no, sorry, I can't do 3. 4 and 10 are factors. 5 times 8. 6 times, no. 7, no. And then I'm back to 8. So I know I found them all. Okay, so which ones are common factors? Which ones are factors of both? So we've got 1 is a factor of both. 2, 4, 5, 10, 20, not 25, not 50, and not 100. So we found all the common factors. 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. Okay, we're going to calculate for the second question, 844 divided by 4. Now some of you may have done the bus stop method. So 4 into 8 goes twice, 4 into 4 goes once, 4 into 4 once. Okay, some of you may know that if we're dividing by 4, that we half the number. So for example, half of 844 would be 422. And then we half again to give 211. Now, there's lots of different mental methods that you could have used. I will let you pick what you think is the most efficient. Okay, number 3 then. Complete the number sentence. Something multiplied by 12 is 1,440. Now I'm going to think about what I know for this question. What have I got? Oh, here we are. 12 times 12 is 140. So that means 120 multiplied by 12 must be 1,440. So my missing number was 120. So that one is about using what you know, a little bit like we were doing this week in our maths. Okay, now this question to do with coordinates is ahead of our next unit of learning because we're going to be looking at position and direction. Oh, not sure what that is, year 6. So I've made the coordinates grid, our grid a little bit bigger. So we want to know what are the coordinates of the red point. Now when we read coordinates, there's a little saying that can help us. Along the corridor, up the stairs. So we always go along the x-axis first and then up the stairs or up the y-axis. Okay, so we're going to see where this red point is. We're going to follow the red point down. Okay, so the red point is at 4 on the x-axis. And if I follow the red point across, it's at 8 on the y-axis. And we record coordinates like so. They come in a bracket with a comma between each number. The number on the x-axis or along the corridor comes first. And the second number is always the y-axis or the number that's up the stairs, 4, 8. Okay, and that concludes then today's arithmetic video. Hope you've enjoyed today's learning. Please share your work with me on Class Dojo and have a fabulous weekend, everybody.